garden soil or with or without fertilizer. So I can do it either way, and I will not, if I was going to do it, I can show people how to do it without disturbing the roots. I'm talking specifically about tomato plants, and we seem to have about 20 tomato plants.
So let's say 2 dozen. Yeah.
Well, you can see, I don't know, maybe 2 dozen, probably. Yeah, that
Yeah.
seems about right.
Okay, so we can add that in the like what needs to be done to
But
the
it has to
garden.
be done soon, like within
Okay.
before
Yeah, we can maybe even set a date.
even tomorrow or the next day.
Yeah, sooner than a week from
So is
now.
this an agenda item, or are we discussing the item right now?
Just to make note of it. But let's check in. Just like go around, say our name, and I guess why we like urban gardening. Who wants to start?
I'm Sean. I think gardens are important to.
I can't hear you.
My name is Sean. I think gardens are important, and I'd like to see that the culture of gardening increase. That's about it. I mean, I can go on and on and on and on, but I'd rather not.
Oh,
Do you have anything to say?
I can say, I gotta turn the camera on me. Hi, I'm Jamie. I think it's important that we have occupied gardens because in a lot of factions within occupied Toronto, we're not looking at our children's children, and I think the future of the garden is our children's future. So we're doing something in a positive step where we're not bickering and fighting out on the streets and giving Toronto a bad name.
Hi, I'm Katie. Yeah, I think gardening's fun and it's really important in terms of self-sufficiency, in terms of reclamation of public space, in terms of health, and all of those things.
Okay. I, of course, think gardening, it's essential that people know how plants originate. They don't come from Loblaws. They don't come from Metro. They come from the ground. And if they know where they come from, they might be better able to manage their own diet and eat the proper foods, and they can live 100% on vegetables and fruit if they should so desire. The science is already there, so that's my opinion. Did I mention my name? My name is Paul.
I'm Leo. I have a certain amount of experience working on farms, and so I thought that this would be a way that I could be helpful.
Awesome. My name is Lee, and I love urban gardening because I can grow food really close to my house and learn how to do it by doing it as a community. I almost didn't know anything about gardening when I started this season, and now I know a whole bunch.
I'm Eric, and this food security is one of the prime important things for urban life to continue. I believe it's going to be a very, very serious situation very soon. And we need them. That's it.
All right. Well, great to meet everyone. I'm Faith, and yeah. So we can start with what needs happening to the garden. Obviously, watering, maybe watering more often. We currently have garden guardians who come in on, one comes in on Thursday and one comes in on Sunday. They were here earlier to help us water today. And they're from Occupied Chapel. They've been helping us take care of the garden. And then we're pretty much here every day. Since it's high summer, it'd be great to at least get one more definite watering day. So if anyone's interested in coming in on a specific day, it'd be really helpful.
Okay. So is anyone here able to volunteer for that? And if not, then I think it, like, then we'll do a call out for it.
What was the specific request?
The specific request is for someone to volunteer to come on a day other than Thursday, Sunday, or Tuesday. So to come on Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, or Monday.
Every week?
Every week, or to get someone to do it for you if you can't come on that day, to be responsible for watering on that day.
And we could even do every other week, like if two people want to switch off, like as many people watering the garden as possible.
I'll do 2 weeks in August. We're currently doing Tuesday, Thursday?
Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday.
Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. Okay. So,
Which river is it? Yeah.
it's...
I know you guys are meeting in the park and stuff, but don't meet on the trees, yeah, okay? Like you're not on the trees now? Don't meet on the trees anymore. All the trees in the park are over 50 years old, and they're falling apart. Last year, Afrofest hit a woman, almost killed her. It's been happening right across Toronto.
Yep.
I'm just letting you guys know. Tell everybody like this. I'm here for this anyways. Go ahead.
You just did.
Okay. You're on there's live stream. Do
television.
you want to tell us your name?
Grant.
Grant? Okay. Do you want to just do a quick names
Sure.
for Grant?
Wednesday.
Okay, don't worry
I'll
about it.
do two
I
Wednesdays.
won't remember anybody's name. Don't worry.
Okay.
Well,
Sorry.
I'm Lee.
Was that an open day? Did I just pick a day that's already
No,
been picked?
Wednesday's good, but what do you mean you'll do two? Like,
2 weeks in August, no water.
okay.
And
Okay.
I'm open to what I can do on Wednesday.
There's no harm to having people just come on an ad hoc basis as well, right? If someone's like, I got these 2 days, I can come in and do some watering, then that's great, but I don't think...
Yeah, but what we're trying to do is, in the times where we don't have
Yeah.
people coming, that's when we'd want people to pop in. So if the Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday are days where we know people will be here, the other days of the week, we'd love to have people come in. And I've committed to 2 Wednesdays. I'm just blanking out on dates right
In
now.
August specifically?
Yeah,
Okay.
the first and third week of August.
I come by on a random basis quite often, taking shortcuts from Harvard Street outside and down to downtown with my bike. So I could probably drop some water off. I'm thinking that it might be a good idea to have 2 people because one person might do something wrong and the other person there might be good to have a guide, a second opinion on watering or, you know.
Well, I'm fairly comfortable coming in and being able to water myself. I don't think I need
Yeah.
guidance for that.
You guys know that gardening is simple, right? So what you guys should do instead of having, you have like sorry, jump in, have like a list of stuff, right? If this is done, do this is done, like a plan.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. But first of all, we use a stack, so like if you want to speak,
Sorry about that.
just and we're entirely open to your input, but if you could avoid using
Yeah.
phrases like what you should do is, because we have a lot of people who are very eager to tell us what we should do, but not eager to participate and like do it with us. I think, Paul, I see your point, but I think we are just specifically talking about watering, like not really doing other things. So it's pretty great if we could have 2 people. Right now we don't even have 1 person.
Well, we have
So like for the other
2
days.
people for 2 days where we need to fill in.
So there's 3 days. We have 1 person for each of those 3 days, and then there are 4 other days of the week on which we have no people. So we're trying to get someone to
2.
commit to coming on one of those other 4 days.
Yeah.
And then if people come randomly, that's awesome. That's a bonus
Yeah.
on
we
top
can't
of it. But
rely on
Exactly. We want to have a commitment so that we know, like we already know for sure these 3 days are covered, and we want to make sure like 1 or 2, ideally, other days were covered. Would that be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
Okay.
I on those 2 Wednesdays, I'm committing to. I'll be doing other things, so I'm not sure. Like I don't want to say to other people, I will be here Wednesday at X time because I might be a little early, I might be a little late. So that's why I say I'm comfortable doing that alone, and gives me the freedom to do
Yeah, that makes sense.
my
Okay.
plans.
So it's the 1st and 3rd Wednesday in August.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
My syntax won't change because of my age. I ain't gonna change stuff. But in terms of what I'm saying is, first of all, I've been gardening for over 25 years. I know what, and it's why I say what you should doesn't mean you have to, but we should, which means it's a suggestion. It's not you have to do or else I'm gonna do, right? That's basically what that is, right? And in regards to even some of this, if you guys had a situation where people know what's happening because they can pass by and say, okay, this was watered this day, this was, maybe I don't have time, I water half the garden. So the next person comes and say, okay, I'm going to water the whole thing. I'll water that half if I don't have time, or just water this section if I don't have time, or water that section if I don't have time. So there's a lot of ways in which we can pick up the slack, right? So I'm always going to say you should.
Do we have a Google Doc of tasks that have been completed or need to be completed or are?
We have a Google Calendar that I gave like calendar permissions to choose for current water gardeners, and apparently they're like not able to use it. They can only see it. So I still have to work out why that is happening. But I figured like even post on there like I watered it, or I also do like day of my harvest results or whatever. So it would be a good chronological way to keep track of watering and other things. I just have to figure out how to make it more user friendly so that people can actually post to it, not just what I'm doing.
I'm just thinking that I don't know what the best practice would be, but like if I were to come, and when I do come, should I then log into the Google Doc or Google Calendar and on that date say, this is what I've managed to do?
Yes, that would be ideal. I think because the calendar requires people to already be admin, and we have like a lot of members who might like just drop by, what we've mentioned to people through our listserv is if you do water it, email us and we won't put it on the Google Calendar. Yeah, so far there hasn't been anyone that I know of who's randomly come watered it, just the 2 women who have committed to those 2 days and then we're here 2 days.
If I show up on a random day and I've got some time and I want to water the garden, I'm not necessarily going to be at a computer. So I'm sort of, is there harm that can come from overwatering? My sense is no.
Most things no.
Yeah.
Most things no.
So is it crucial to actually document every time it's watered?
Yes, because on hot days it's good to know that, especially like during the season, it's good for all of our like sanity about how our garden is doing. To know like, oh my gosh, someone actually went and like fully watered it. So then I don't have to like try to guess the next day. And if you're not at a computer right away, like that night, whenever you're thinking, the sooner the better, and it can go up and then everyone can see. I think I feel it's really important to keep track of that so we know that it is busy.
So it's more for peace of mind as opposed to like avoiding overwatering or something.
Yeah.
It's more like, because then if we didn't hear, if we say we don't have a commitment right now for 4 days, we don't hear from anyone that they did it, then the 2 of us are going to come down here and see, like, to do it, and then it's already done. And we didn't have to necessarily do it. So is that more,
Yeah.
like, just to, so we're all in the loop and we avoid wasting each other's time?
I have a few points. One is, I guess it's best for us to do the more complex tasks on group days. So who people maybe don't necessarily know what they're doing or maybe partially know what they're doing. There's the guidance and then there's the teaching. And I think the important thing about Occupy Gardens is it's the group aspect and people sharing. So we don't want to lose that. But if there are other tasks, maybe it's good to have a list online for people just to double check. And if you check in before that, like if you know you're going and if you can put it on the calendar, it may be helpful for other people. So if they show up and so we don't have too many people going to Hart House or too many people going to the chapel and trying to get equipment when there's already someone doing it, or so people aren't confused and showing up when someone's already like maybe halfway in between somewhere, and if someone just picked up equipment and someone else shows up and tries to go find it and is like, what the heck, where's the stuff? And they don't realize that, well, there's someone who's already using it, if
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Right now,
That's an aspect.
yeah.
But also, I don't know who's doing Twitter and Facebook. I think there's a couple of people doing the Facebook that I'm aware of. If you check in, and maybe if you document it, if you have a camera, or if you just want to take notes, and if you can send an email, people can tweet that someone dropped by to do the watering, and can post a pic of, this healthy, beautiful garden being watered, and it just helps the culture of this group and community be excited about what's going on, because they can see that there's other people who care and are lovingly taking care of the gardens. I think that's something if you can be aware, if you have those capacities to use the full potential, and also help us spread Facebook and the Twitter account by keeping it active and fun and relevant.
In regards to like stuff like that, right? It's important to get your information across, but I see in some of the user group I'm in that I switched off, people give too much information. Like, for instance, like you look at a recipe, there's a section that tells you how much to the process, and there's a section that tells you what to put in. So if somebody just wanted to do the cliff notes, how to do stuff, right? So if somebody don't know much about gardening and they want to get the encyclopedia version along with the version, then it's for someone like me who know a lot about certain things.
So do you want to, sorry for interrupting, but it would be great if you were to be able to propose something by putting a package together for us, by maybe writing up a series of documents about what you're talking about. Right, but if you're suggesting that it's great for us to do that, and you're saying you have that knowledge, it would be wonderfully helpful if you were to put those documents down on paper. Or
some stuff was like that. You do know it, but you kind of forget until the problem arises. Like when you mentioned about overwatering tomato, when tomato gets a certain point, if it gets too much water, it splits and it's garbage. Certain things like that, and then other things. So it just as you go along, you remember. Oh, by the way, so and so. But otherwise from that, it's like you don't remember. So it's like if you have a working document where something like that can go. So everybody like, wow, I don't have a lot of time, but I want to know real fast. And it's over.
Where would a document like that come from?
we can create a Google Doc.
Everybody knows something about nature. So we keep on until it's like a working document. So as we go, we get better, more precise, and so forth and so forth. You work on it, and it's right. We critique back and forth. So it's like easy stuff for how to, like I just told you, watch out for trees and parks, whatever. It's just, don't plant stuff in shady areas, stuff like that. What can just as we go.
So I would suggest you send an email to, off the top of my head, I can't think of it.
OccupyGardensToronto@gmail.com.
Right. With what you think the document should start as, and we can start compiling that. And we can create a Google Doc or a wiki or both, and we can all, as a group, begin to contribute and share and have something that we can all access. So I would suggest to you just, it's not very helpful to just talk about doing something. Sometimes you have to do it.
Now, this is my first meeting. I've been wanting to come, but things come up, so this is my first meeting. So.
Yeah.
But you are giving a lot of, you guys should be doing this. And you're saying you have all the experience, so I'm saying...
Well, you're suggesting you do something, not just talk about it. I have one thing that is priority, and I believe that it needs to be cultivated with or without any additional soil. I can do it either way, and if anybody wants, you know, to consult with me or watch how I do it, they can easily come. I've got 20 years, 40 years of experience as well, so I agree. Some you can the condition of the plant is the most important thing, not the organization. The plant doesn't give a rat behind about the organization. All they want is the water and the triple mix if that's available. But they'll settle for good soil and compacted and a medium amount of sun. But that's my
Love and tenderness.
I have a question, Paul.
Yes.
So you said that you're volunteering to do that, the cultivation.
I can do it now, this minute.
Okay. So do you want to do it today, or do you want to do it next week when we're with everyone here, or?
I need that special shovel. I can do it now if that's okay with the group. This is not my garden. This is the group's garden, so I have to acknowledge that.
Do we know whether there is a shovel in the basin? I remember there was a hole.
Not the square shovel, but the round with the round blade, because
Wow, that's a big
The
hunk over
shovel
there.
that I was bringing
Look
was
like
from
you're
my
tracking
house,
snow.
and I don't know if Hart House has shovel amongst the tools. Maybe they do. We could check.
Okay. So you need that particular tool. Is that correct?
the shovel is simple.
A shovel or that special shovel?
Rounded.
Something that makes it easy, right?
Something that is the square shovel is very hard
Hard to push in the ground.
to push in the
Yeah.
ground, and the round one is ideal. And it's if it's available. I have one at home, by the way.
Okay.
But
I'd like
my
to
home is a mile away. Okay, sorry.
interrupt. First, I've got a distraction. There's a beautiful hawk eagle thing over there.
Oh,
You just flew away.
oh!
And on the topic of distractions, we were talking about trying to find empty or filling the empty days for watering, and then we got onto this huge tangent, and I think we need to get back. Either we're going to wrap up that discussion and move on to the next one, or we try to fill the other days.
So I would probably come one of the days in the week. Since Thursday to Sunday is the biggest gap, I think that Friday or Saturday would be good. I'm gonna look at my schedule and sort of get back to you guys, but to have like one more person on top of that would be easier. I think, Paul, you were saying that sometimes you come by this way and maybe you would be able to stop by and water if you knew where the watering can was.
I know where there's one right now.
Okay.
Whether it'll be there
And we
next.
can show you where the one that's in the storage
That
is
and the shovel.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess Paul kind of specifically said that he comes by, when
Ra-
he can.
ra-
So we'd still like to find one person to fill another day. If we don't have a volunteer here, that's totally fine. I can take on doing a call out to try to get someone to commit to one of the other days. Okay, as a to-do, and then I think we can move on from this topic.
So, in the interest of time, we have about 23 minutes, and we definitely still want to talk about the big event for a month. So, any last things about currently maintaining the garden?
Yeah, I guess so. For the tomatoes that need trellising, I talked to finance, and so we can apply to finance to get the money to buy the screens. Is that what they're called? And so what finance asked is that we try to exhaust any other options, like that we don't have to pay for them, which is reasonable. They suggested asking, okay, well, I'll get into that after. They suggested several places and people that we could go to, and so that's great. The only issue is, like, I personally don't have time to go to each of those people in each of those places to try to get them. So if maybe, like, each of us could potentially commit to contacting one of those people or places, and then by next week we can figure out if that's going to be possible. And then if it's not, I said that we would take a week to do our best to find other ways, and if not, we'll apply next week, which would be Tuesday, which would be just after this, by Tuesday at 9 o'clock.
By the way, the screens is to protect
To make them grow up.
So that they can
trellises for tomatoes.
I have a suggestion that can override that.
Okay.
I want to get it in before you make too much plans. A bamboo stick are very easy to buy in Chinatown. The bamboo sticks, they're very thin, they don't disturb the roots. Put one down about this time, right now, at this stage of the growth. And as the plant grows up, you tie it around the bamboo stick. It's a very thin one, and they're about 50 cents or $1 each. So you can figure $20 at the most. So that's my suggestion. Instead of the trellis is too complicated. It's
I agree.
I'm also typically disposed towards these wire trellises. Not only are they, I think, kind of a rip-off at $2 a piece, they also have to be stored through the winter somewhere. They need to be dug out the next year. Like, the advantage to using a stick, or if you find that the sticks are too damaging to the root system, which, again, I'm not, I'd go back and forth on bamboo. If you're going to spend some money, the bamboo seems like a much better solution.
Okay, great. So I guess that's great that there's a cheaper option, so we may have to ask for less money. But I guess just before that, we've said that we will do everything we can to get them without paying for them, or get something without paying for it, whether it's the screens or sticks or whatever. So there's been, like, several suggestions. I mean, there's no way of getting bamboo sticks for free, I don't imagine.
If we do a call out to the email list, and how many gardeners are out there that have one or two sitting at home that can...
So that was one of the suggestions. I have, like, a list of suggestions as to where to look for these things during this week. So if I can say them, and then we can maybe each agree to look in one of those places, and then if nothing works out by next week, then we'll apply and, I guess, do the bamboo thing if that's more popular.
I'll volunteer to
Well, I think...
get some bamboo sticks. I'll get about 20 of them, so if you want my donation.
Does the group agree that we should focus on the bamboo first to try to get...
I think, like, anything we can source by donation, that's great.
Right. But, like, Paul, I mean, that's really generous of you, but we can try to work this week to get them without you having to pay for them personally. Like, the thing of going to finance and asking them for money is so that none of us have to put...
Well, if they come through, sure, I'll withdraw them.
Well, it's really nice.
But we
it's
can
just
avoid
not...
that. We can avoid money if there were people on our lists, whatever. If they have them laying around or extras that they don't mind donating, I think that's the ideal option if we're going with bamboo sticks.
I feel like there is a certain amount of time pressure, and that finding the thing that is soonest, for example, bamboo sticks, I mean, if it's 50 cents each, then that's $10 for 20. I'll pitch in $5, split it with Paul.
Right,
And,
but if we do a call out
but
before Thursday, sorry for interrupting, if you do a call out for people to bring them on Thursday, if people show up at 20 on Thursday, why pay for them?
I got a solution. Around the area, you see people throw away sticks. I'll check around, I walk with a hammer, and if I see them, I'll knock off the one. If some sticks are damaged, you knock them off. You take something like a chopper and just split it in two. done.
I think that these sticks that we have here would be about the same diameter, and there's a concern about a stick about that big
No.
doing too much damage to the
The
birds.
sticks are about this wide. You split them down like about this thick. You put them down there.
Has to be very thin, less than a half inch diameter.
We're making this far too complicated.
Sorry, can we just pause for 1 second? Yes. Hi.
Hi.
Did you want to join?
Occupy Garden.
Yeah.
We were actually here last week.
Oh, yeah.
Water a bit.
Oh, great. Thank you.
The tomato that is doing so well.
That's awesome.
So right now we're just talking about the need to support the tomatoes, and we're trying to find a free source of either bamboo sticks or like a trellis form. I think the group was hoping for bamboo before using the trellis type thing. So the question is, how do we get those free bamboo sticks?
Is bamboo skinnier than the sticks that were brought today?
Yeah, there
Bamboo
is.
comes in all shapes, all sizes.
Yeah.
This
So
thick.
it would be less
And biodegradable
like this.
and
like impact.
It's probably like,
Size of pencil.
yeah, like maybe a couple. Okay, so I have a proposal. Eric?
So you're making the proposal?
Yes. So my proposal is that I will do a general call out for donations of preferably bamboo sticks, but whenever tomato supporting things people are willing to donate, I'll do a general call out for that along with the watering call out. And then we'll see the results of that next week. If next week there's people haven't brought enough or haven't brought any, then we can, if Paul's offer still stands, or maybe we can pass the hat around, whatever, we'll decide to pay for them and get the bamboo sticks. Can I have a
Agreed.
temperature check on that? So if you agree, please twinkle up. If you disagree, please twinkle down.
I would add that I would request in the call out that people confirm with you before, like Friday or Saturday, that they can give something, so that you can then do a follow-up saying, I've received this notification from people.
Okay. No problem. So I will ask for confirmation.
And then you can send on Sunday or something. So this is my response, or the response I've received so far.
Yeah. Okay, sounds good. Hi, Maria. Okay. Do we want to move on to the event agenda item? That's fine. So, what Lee and I were talking about is, like, we're having our gatherings every week, and that's nice. But we were hoping to do kind of like a big event focused on the garden. No decisions have been made. It's just an idea that we have, and we're looking at dates end of July.
You know about the Urban Agriculture Summit coming up in August?
In August.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. I'm just wondering if it could be tied into that as a little guerrilla event.
It's not a bad idea.
Well, I mean,
Great
do
idea.
something first.
Do you know
Try
if
to
the-
get on the tours.
From what I know about the Urban Agriculture Summit, they've kind of like booked some big names from out of town, and the schedule for that has been like set for a while.
Well, there's always the opportunity to just chat people up and, you know.
We can consider it for sure.
Does someone
I
want
would
to
have liked
contact
to.
them? Like,
I would have liked to have heard Katie finish though.
okay, okay. So there's a possibility of tying it in with the Urban Ag Summit. That would be great. But like Lee said, it's not a very flexible event. It's very set and it's very expensive and not not that we wouldn't want to be associated with it. It would be really cool, but I don't know if it's realistic to get in on any of that.
There are, you can apply for subsidies.
Yes, actually, the day The deadline is July 2nd if anyone wants to apply for like a subsidized entrance. Otherwise, it's costs in the hundreds of dollars, but they have a really cheap, like $25 subsidized entry. And you can just go on the website, Urban Ag. Anyway. Okay, so we're looking at the event. Some of the ideas we had were like mostly kind of like a garden picnic, potluck idea, and specifically hoping that like stuff that we could cook stuff that we harvest, or just eat it, or that type of thing. Anything to add?
Yeah, we had a really successful first day of the garden on May 1st. It was kind of a whole day of events for the May Day Solidarity Rally, and we had a whole bunch of media here, and like a really large group gathered to plant the garden, and we got really positive response from the media. Even some people, some reporters were like getting their hands in the soil and planting stuff with us. So because it was really well received, I think that has helped the garden not be demolished. If nobody knew about it, the city could like quietly sweep it away, but it was like all on the news. Perhaps they were less inclined to do that. So what we wanted to do is like, okay, it's been 2-3 months, this is how the garden's doing. Let's invite the media out, let's have a big garden party and show them that like we did this awesome community initiative without needing permission from the city, and a lot of people have benefited from things like that.
So the dates that, well, okay, I guess the first question is like, how do you all feel about that? Do you think it's a good idea, something that you I guess first question first. Do you